G'day mates, I don't need to tell you guys Chapter 3 Season 3 has just launched. People are going absolutely crazy, and normally this video would be me talking about the map, talking about the weapons, going through the meta, but I want to take another day to play around with that and make that tomorrow's video because we just got a massive competitive update. If you guys have seen, we now have multiple console-only tournaments a week. We now have daily tournaments returning. We have the FNCS dates. We have all the info on the new Arena Awards and the Arena Preseason. Like, this is one of the biggest competitive updates we've ever had, and they dropped it on day one of the new season. So I want to cover that, make sure you guys know exactly what's going on for what is going to be one of the most stacked competitive seasons we've ever seen. Now, the blog post kicks off with some stuff about Arena Preseason, Arena Awards, and that's all very exciting. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But what I'm most excited to talk about is the return of console cash cups and give my thoughts now, because I know a lot of people really happy about this, a lot of people really upset. And overall, I think it is a massive W from Fortnite Competitive. I've been asking for this for the longest time, and I want to give my thoughts. I obviously understand that in a competitive esport, you want to give the majority of the prize pool to the best of the best. That's how an esport functions. If you don't give the prize pool to the best of the best, you don't have an esport, you have a charity. But at the same time, Fortnite being an open competitive scene where anyone can log in and anyone can play, and a lot of the prize money, or almost all of it, is generated from skin sales and revenue like that, you have to approach it a little bit differently, and I think they've done this perfectly. The round one of both console and PC cash cup are taking place at the same time. If you want to play in the console cash cup, like you're a PC player and you just want to play on console, you are going to be playing for a diminished prize pool. Console round two is only top 10 for money. It's $200 each, whereas the solo cash cup on PC, top 55 get $200, and obviously the top end gets way more. So if you are an established pro player, it is still far better to play in the PC cash cup rather than playing in the console cash cup. But having a tournament every single week where console players, which is the majority of players, can actually show up, compete against other console players, they can test how good they are, they can try and get a better score. It is just so much better for the competitive scene. Growing that scene, which then is going to have more players who are buying more skins, spending more money on the game, is only going to generate more money that I hope is then going to go back into the competitive prize pools for PC and console. They might not, but then they also start participating in the competitive scene. I guarantee we are going to see a bigger increase in how many people play FNCS this season, not just because it's summer, obviously that'll have a big impact, but because console players are going to be rewarded each week, and they're going to want to start grinding competitive. They're going to try to get better. They're going to watch the pros. They're going to consume their content. They're going to watch the tournaments. It just grows the entire competitive scene so well. And again, the majority of console players aren't going to make money. Only top 10 in round 2 make money. But what you guys have been saying in my comments the longest time, and you've been agreeing with me, is you just want somewhere to be able to test your skills against other console players and know you're on an even playing field. Yes, there's old gen versus new gen, but let's not talk about making old gen console tournaments, new gen console tournaments, PC tournaments. Like, it's just going to get too messy at that point. But it's a chance to know that you aren't versing other PC players, you are versing only console players. You get to improve your skills, you get to prove that you're a better player. You can find teammates for the Console Champions Cup and other console tournaments that are coming up now, because this isn't the only one. I just think all around it's a fantastic addition from Epic, even though obviously quite a few people are upset. I just think PC players get scared anytime they see console getting prize pool. It is a very, very small prize pool. Even in the biggest region, EU, it is only $2,000 the console is going to be getting every week through this solo cash cup. That is a very, very good investment for what I guarantee will be a big turnout in players for Fortnite. Now, Duo Cash Cups, which is the main competitive game mode, it's what FNCS is going to be for the rest of the year, is not split. And I think that's actually a good thing. If they did console Duo Cash Cups, I wouldn't be too upset, but I really like the way they've done this, because that is what FNCS is going to be. Yes, console's probably going to have the Console Champions Cup again, and that's kind of like their FNCS. But ultimately, if you want to play FNCS on console, you're going to have to verse PC players. And I do like that, because FNCS is the best of the best. I think the way they've done it with not making a console FNCS specifically and just left it as these cash cups is a good thing. I would like there to be a tournament each week that has a team game mode for console players to verse other console players and test their skill. Maybe it could have been like a Lightning Duo Cup or something like that. But I do think that the Duo Cash Cup being all combined is a good thing, because console players are popping off. You guys have probably seen it in my videos. I've been talking less and less about console players making finals at big tournaments because it's happening so regularly. Like, it's not a special event anymore. When console players make finals now and make earnings, it's kind of like, I want to gas them up, but it almost seems disrespectful to gas them up because it's normal now. They're doing it all the time. So console players are proving they can compete against the best of the best at the top level. So I think having them continue to do that in the Duo Cash Cups makes sense. And then the Solo Cash Cups is just like that. that, like I said, a chance for people to prove their skill, have some fun, and really grow that competitive scene. So if you're expecting duo cash cups on console, unfortunately they are not, but I still think this might be a really good idea for them. Again, I would like to see something each week, maybe those lightning cups or doing something even without a prize pool, just so people can play with their duo and see how they're stacking up as console would be quite interesting as well. But duo cash cups are going to take place Saturday, round 1, and then obviously top 50 are going to qualify for Sunday, round 2. Very, very standard stuff there. Another addition I absolutely love from Epic this season is the Quick Trio Cash Cup. They're going to be taking place on Fridays. They're not taking place for a few weeks, but they are just that. They are a super quick cash cup. There's only an hour and a half, and then top 5 teams are going to walk away with $600 at the end of it on EU, for example. So this looks really, really cool. I like this concept. It's not PC console split, but again, I don't think this one should be. It's just a chance for people to try out competitive, and it's not the main competitive game mode. It's trios. It's only going to be one tournament each week, but you've already seen how much hype and excitement there is on Twitter and on social media of pros trying to find their trios because they really enjoy trios. And I don't know if there should be like a double round trio cash cup every single week, because obviously it's honestly getting to the point where there's too many tournaments, and that's crazy coming from someone who, you know, makes a living and loves the competitive scene, but it would start to get too much. But I think slotting in a 1.5 hour tournament that'll be really exciting, really fun to watch is a cool way to do it. It kind of brings back some of that nostalgia for trios, and already trio scrims are popping off on every region. And again, they're starting up the debate of whether trios is better than duos for FNCS, whether trio FNCS should return. I think the meta has a lot to do with right now with why people remember trios better than duos. I think it is just the fact that right now people aren't enjoying the spray meta as much, they're just not enjoying the game as much, and they're associating that with duos. I do think duos still has a lot of merit over trios, but even myself, I'm finding myself nostalgic and wanting trios to come back. So the trio quick cash cup is going to be an awesome way to do that. It's going to take place every single Friday, and I love that Epic are adding in these quick cups, because for someone like me, I'm actually considering playing in some of these because it's just not as much of a time investment and it looks like a bit of fun. Now, something we've been talking about and waiting for the return of for such a long time, we have daily cups coming back, and while this is the thing that has me the most sad in the update, not because daily cups, it's because there's no prize pool. And I get why Epic's not doing a prize pool, because they're doing them as lightning cups. They're going to have changing rule sets every single tournament, which I hope some of them are going to be more competitive. It's not just going to be completely wacky and crazy. I still think even with some wacky and crazy formats, a little bit of prize money would have been a good investment from Epic. 99.9% of people playing in this, and I'm probably going to be one of them, like having something to do every single day, even if it is crazy rules, is going to be a lot of fun. I just think investing that little bit of money generates so much more hype around it, gets more pros playing, and just makes it more exciting. Even though, again, I'm still going to play it, I'm not going to earn money. I just think it would have been worth it from them. But it's going to be interesting to see how they go. We're going to have to see how some of these formats play out. Again, I hope they are going to be a bit more competitive. I know a lot of people in the competitive scene are a bit sad to see these not be what they used to be, which was like just competitive, normal game mode for like trios dailies, for example. Like, remember chapter 2 season, I think it was 3 or season 2, chapter 2 season 2, when we had daily duos. You had like Fresh and Laserbeam trying to get 100 points. We had Tifu and Scope going crazy all the time. Then we had trio dailies come out. We're seeing some ridiculous teams form. It was so much fun. So I know they're trying to cater a little bit more to the casual competitive scene with this one, and I'm all for that, as I've talked about earlier in this video. But I think daily cups, having them be just more competitive so people can play in something every day, increase their points, try to get better, would have actually been better without the wacky rules. But again, I don't want to judge it until I see some of these formats. Hopefully they're just like, you know, maybe it's those high elim game modes that, while not being purely competitive, still aren't completely wacky. I hope it's just not going to be things where it's like shotguns only and crazy stuff like that. Next up, and this is obviously a massive one. I can't even believe they did this. We know exactly when FNCS is taking place this season already on day 1 of the new season. I want to make this clear. I haven't really said enough in this video. As much as I am loving all the information in this, I am just so happy Epic gave us the information. As someone who's moving and in the middle of FNCS, I'm finally getting to the United States. I actually now get to plan things ahead of time, weeks in advance. So Epic, please make this a trend going forward. Tell us when all the tournaments are, what they are, and when the FNCS dates are at the start of every season. I will absolutely love you forever. This is such a good thing from Epic, and the format's a little bit weird, so I'm happy they did. So it's the same format. We have qualifier 1 starting on July 8th, so FNCS is going to begin on July 8th. Then we have qualifier 2 on July 11th, 13th into 15th. Then we have qualifier 3 on July 16th and 17th. So we are going to be having 3 qualifiers, same as always, and they are going to take place across only 2 weeks. I really would love Epic just to spread it out to that 3rd week. We have a really long season on our hand. This season is supposed to go through until like mid to end of September. We have the time. I don't know why we're not just, you know, separating the qualifiers a little bit so if pros aren't playing from the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 13th, and 15th. They get one day off in the middle. It's just going to be crazy, but we'll see how we go. I'm not really sure, again, why they're taking the day off on the 12th as well. I'm guessing there might be an update or something like that. Then we have qualifier 3, July 16th and 17th. Then we have semifinals on the July 22nd or 24th. That's a week later, but this is where it gets weird. Then we have a really big break. We have, what is that, a 6? We have about a 19 or 20 day break between semifinals and finals. We have a 3-week break. I believe this is because Epic is actually going to take a holiday. It's really one of the only things that makes sense right now. And when Epic is on holiday, rightfully so, they don't want to run major tournaments in case something goes wrong. So I totally get why they're doing that, but it's going to be really interesting to see how this affects pros and how this affects FNCS. All that momentum building from qualifiers and then a huge break. Imagine you qualify in qualifier 1 on July 8th or 10th, and then you're not playing until August 14th. You're not playing until a month later after you qualified in FNCS. This will be really interesting to see how this changes things. For me personally, I'm not mad because, like I said, I'm going to move in that break between semifinals and finals, so I'm totally fine with this, but that's just me being completely selfish. I feel like a format, which I've been asking for the longest time, 3 qualifiers on separate weekends, semifinals, maybe a break after semifinals, maybe a weekend break, and then go into grand finals, or even maybe a break before semifinals. But I feel like if there's going to be a break 2 weeks long between semis and finals is not ideal. But again, I don't think this is Epic wanting to do this. I feel like this is more of Epic needing to do this to fit in FNCS and them taking a 2-week holiday. They had to do it at some point, and I guess it's just going to be between semis and finals. Last but not least, we have the Arena Preseason and Arena Awards. Let's get the Preseason out of the way. I wanted to save it for the end of the video because, as you guys know, I absolutely hate Preseason. I do not understand it at all. It makes 0 sense. Epic, please listen to your competitive community. Not even competitive community. I feel like casuals don't even like this. No one likes Preseason. It makes no sense. The only argument for Preseason is it's a way to test the competitive meta before then the actual Arena game mode drops. But Arena isn't competitive. We discussed this for the longest time. Arena is the test. As long as you fix the meta before cash cups, no one's really gonna care. Like, if I jump in Arena on day 1 and there's a whole bunch of crazy broken items, I do not care because it's just a bit of fun. It is just pubs with Siphon. That is basically at this point, and I want to grind some points just to show that I'm, you know, kind of grinding Arena. I don't want to do it in pubs, and that is some of the fun of Arena. Even though it's not truly competitive, some of the hardest games are the first week because all the pros are playing and the players are trying to get their points up before the divisions reset. So I know a lot of people don't like to get destroyed in the first week of Arena. They want to verse people of their skill level, but I would kind of argue at that point, just go play pubs. Like, I'm not that good. I get wrecked a lot in the first day or 2 of Arena before the reset, but I find that enjoyable because I'm getting beaten by better players in what is supposed to be the competitive game mode. And if there's some wacky, crazy items that I can abuse to gain some points, that's even more fun. I feel like that's super enjoyable. So again, Epic, I feel like this is one thing that not even just me, like 99.9% of the scene do not want a preseason, let alone one that's going to last until June 21st. They said Arena Preseason will last just over 2 weeks. So we're not going to have a reset until June 21st. That's 15 days away. Like, oh, Epic, come on, please. At least if you're going to do it, make it a week long. But again, I wanted to save that for the end because I knew I was going to get a bit negative. And overall, this video, I am very excited for this competitive season. We do have the Arena Awards. We had them announced last season, if you guys remember. You're getting a gun wrap where you're going to have a logo or an emblem based on how many Arena points you get. It's going to match the division you're in. Still want them to push this a little bit further, make skins and a whole bunch of cool stuff, but it will be interesting to see when they roll it out how it looks. So they say the Chapter 3 Season 2 Arena Awards will be granted to players on June 8th based on their final division ranking on June 8th. So even though there's a preseason that goes until June 21st, you're not going to have that time between June 8th and June 21st to get more points to get the reward. Also makes no sense to me. If you're going to have a preseason, at least let people keep gaining their points until the end of preseason, because that means even if you wanted the only rewards you get from Arena between June 9th and June 21st, you're literally playing for nothing. The points are going to get reset and you're not even grinding towards the reward. I don't get it, but I knew this was going to be the part of the video where I'd be a bit negative. Epic, you nailed it with the tournament schedule, FNCS, all the details great. Just please, no one wants preseason. We also got the announcement of the fact that there will be a Twitch Rivals Zero Build monthly series. So they said when you aren't playing, you can tune into more Fortnite action with Twitch Rivals Zero Build tournaments starting on June 10th. So we've only got like 5 days. These monthly Zero Build tournaments will feature some of your favorite Twitch creators from all over the world. So I'll probably be watching those. I've been invited to play them in the past, and because they are Zero Build, it's not really my cup of tea. I like watching all the guys go at it, but it's interesting to continue this story of no build tournaments with the big creators. So I feel like it's gonna be fun to watch. We'll see how we go. I would love Twitch Rivals to take out the super long breaks, like the 15-minute break they have between games is what really makes these tournaments drag on. But a lot of people love watching these Zero Build tournaments, so it makes sense. Also, they said more competitive events coming. We still have even more competitive events for you to play, and including our Console Champions Cup. So we know the Console Champions Cup is coming again this season. Thank God. They definitely should. PlayStation Cups, Cosmetic Cups, and other competitions we can't share just yet. That doesn't mention an Xbox Cup. So again, I've been saying this for the longest time. If you're really into the competitive scene, especially with solo console cash cups, if you haven't already, I don't know if you have the financial means to, but PS5 seems to be the platform to be playing console competitive Fortnite on. Xbox is just getting no love, but again, that's not Epic. That is Microsoft. Microsoft is not choosing to put tournaments on for Xbox. Meanwhile, Sony is for PlayStation. So don't go crazy at Epic, go crazy at Microsoft, okay? They said, we'll be sure to keep you updated on all competitive events happening as soon as we can. So even more tournaments than the ridiculous amount we already have. All right, guys, that does it for another video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please chuck a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.